Now it is time to install the battery pack here on the upper deck of the chassis, the top plate. For this we'll need this number 3 bag which says for sale box, tires, GUI 521. We already did the 521, and now we'll need the parts for the battery pack. For this we'll need 2 M3x12 bolts and corresponding nuts for them. I'll take the bolts out of the back and the corresponding 2 nuts and put everything else for later usage back in the back. Next step is to see how the battery cell has to fit. If you pay attention to the picture, you will notice that the wires, this cable, is supposed to come on the same side where is the battery, the power connector, right here on the Arduino Uno. So do not install the pack like this, install it with this orientation, so this wire is close to this connector here, where most likely we'll need to provide power. Here we have 2 holes, and on this side we have the opening on the servo, so this is the front side of the robot, and the battery pack comes here on the back. Align the holes here on the pack with the holes on the plate. Take a bolt and insert through the hole. Place a nut and tighten loosely. Second bolt through the second hole and tighten nut loosely. And using a wrench, pliers or tweezers or any other convenient tool, hold the nut in place and tighten the bolt. Do not over tighten, since the parts are after all plastic and we may be able to damage them if we tighten too hard. This step is completed and we have our battery pack properly installed. Now it is time to install the ultrasonic ranger and the camera with the servo right here at front of the robot as shown on this picture. First we have to make sure that the cable will be protruded from the top of the upper deck, the top plate of the chassis. Then insert the servo like this, with these 3 holes here aligning, inserting obviously from the top side where the Arduino is. Next, pick bag number 4 for ultrasonic. Take 3 M3 nuts and 3 M3x10 bolts for them. Pick one of the bolts, insert from the top, place a nut on the bottom and loosely tighten. Pick a second bolt, insert. I would recommend the exact opposite hole to make sure it mechanically aligns properly, and place the nut. loosely tighten. Insert the last bolt through the center, placing it. Review everything, make sure the ultrasonic ranger and the camera are pointing forward. The cables are here on the back, this cable is on the bottom, and now just go ahead using the hexagonal tool and wrench, pliers or anything else suitable, start tightening the bolts. If necessary, you can rotate the servo to give you better access to each of the bolts. This step is completed. And we have the ultrasonic ranger and the camera with the servo mounted at the front of the robot as shown on the picture.